Hello, everyone. Yeah, so guys, my name is Divyam. I am the Scale Agile program consultant and working with different service-based companies as well. And earlier, I had worked with few Agile transformations. Um, it's across the various domain, and I would like to share my experience today on the lean budgeting. So in today's, we are going to cover what traditional budgeting and the challenges are there, and how we can overcome with lean budgeting as a solution. In second, in then I will go through the how to fund the value stream and the benefits of funding the value stream rather than funding the project. And then we will go through the how we can categorize our investment in the different horizon. Probably we will get the example of the Microsoft and the Google, how they um, invest by horizon with specific products or the upcoming their market changes. And then I will go through the participatory budgeting. Okay. Uh, I hope you all are aware with the SAFE framework. Anyone is not aware about the SAFE
Yeah.
framework, how it works? Okay, that's nice.
Okay.
So most probably we are working over here. Like, so today we are going through the lean budget. So this is the large picture for the SAFE 5.0, and we are going through the lean budget. This piece of work, how it works in terms of how we can achieve the business agility, why it is a critical component to achieve the business agility, and so we will talk around this. Before I start on the lean budget, anyone has idea like what lean budget is there, or any rough layman language or anything we can describe from the audience? Okay, silence means I can explain. Yeah,
Let me
that's fine.
try. Let me try. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Ford
Go ahead.
Ferrari. So I think lane budget is trying to maximize whatever funds is there and to do the most with the least amount of funds.
Yeah, yes. Anyone else want to try? Okay, yeah. Let me explain. So ultimately lean budget is something we can say that it's a lean agile approach. Ultimately we have a traditional budgeting, and this is the new approach or the lean agile approach, we can say, for the financial governance. And to do this financial governance, uh, what we can achieve is like we can achieve the productivity, we can have a high throughput, and to get this high productivity we can have, so we need to reduce the cost, which is a traditional project cost accounting. So that type of efforts which we are making in the traditional project cost accounting, if we reduce that overhead, if we reduce that cost, then I think so we can achieve this lean budget, and we can increase our productivity. So that's the scale agile definition. I have reiterated. Let me go through the next. Like, what's the difference between the traditional and the lean budgeting? So I would like to start with one story. I was appointed as a transformation coach, or you can say as an agile coach, in one of the UK's larger bank, and they try to solve three problems. So they call me to solve three problems, and the first problem was that, Divyam, we are following the agile, Scrum, Kanban. So this all team is following that, but we are not realizing the benefit of the business agility, or we are not realizing the business benefit which we should able to achieve by doing all this scrumming and all. So we are feeling, so that feeling is not agile, it's feeling on more on the scrum fall or the waterfall type of thing. And they put me that these are the three questions, these are the three challenges. If you can solve it, then it will be great. So first was that how we can predict that what resource or what skills we needed for the next quarter for their financial planning. So that was the first question they put me. Second question was that how much more money team is required in the next quarter or the upcoming quarter. We are not sure, so we don't have that predictability. And to achieve that predictability, how you can help, and how our lean portfolio management or how lean budget can help. And the third problem was that currently we are working on a functional silos. We are having a network team is separate. We have a architecture is different. If you want to get some advice on the pen testing, we need to go to the some security team, and then they align or then they assign some security architect to us, and then it lead time is around 10 days, right? And during 10 days we are harming up our productivity. So through the lean budget, how we can solve all these three problems. Then I was go into deep analysis, and then I come to know that yeah, they are following agile, they are doing a sprint review, sprint planning, all these things are happening. So that means that team and technical agility, they are following the agile principles, agile values. But when it comes to the portfolio level, still it's all waterfall way, project accounting, WBS allocation, breakdown structure, as traditional functional silos. They are still on a they are still working on like WBS allocation, and then getting the approval from the different cost collectors, and that is harming. That is definitely they're reducing their productivity. Apart from that, they are doing all these things. Their team and technical agility they have, they are coordinating with the development team, but product management as well, and product management giving them priority. Okay, this is the priority, you need to work on them, they are working. But who is giving input to that product management, that this epic has a more value, this epic has a more if we launch this in a market, then we will give a more relevant to the market, or we will be in a very good competitive position. So that portfolio level was stuff was missing. And that's why I went through the three agenda. So first of all, we need to start working on funding the value stream rather than the project. So now they come to me that okay, what do you mean? What does that mean? You fund the value stream, you fund the project. So project ultimately it's something start with some objective. Okay, I need to develop one application, and once that application is done, all the resources are released, or either they go on a bench or they find some new opportunity. So that entire knowledge base went blown. So there is no consecutive who is going to take forward those knowledge, and that knowledge base is entirely wasted. Second thing is that when you fund the projects, you may have a resourcing skills and everything. When if you need some expert advice on the architecture, then you need to contact some architect guy, that architecture that they have a process, or you need some network configuration, you need to call to the network team assign some network engineer, that network engineer come to your workplace, find some problem and then fix it. So rather than, and in all this process, we believe that there is a delay, and that delay is ultimately converting in our cost of delay. It's harming entire productivity of the project. And then we bring with the concept of the value stream. I will explain you what value stream and how it uh, looks like. So rather than having all these functional silo, network is different, architecture is different, we have a data team is different. Rather than that, embedded all the respective functional expertise into the one team, call them as a agile release train. And during this agile release train, fund the PI planning. So PI planning is 3 month, or its standard duration is 8 to 10 week. PI planning generally happen, and during this PI, during this 8 to 10 week, we estimate that okay, these are the features we are going to use. So now, when we start funding the fixed PI, what we need to make sure that okay. based on the historical data, we find that based on the historical data in previously waterfall model, we in a 3 month we have spent around 30K on this team, or the on these teams of team, like on this all the different scrum teams we have spent 30K. So that assumption we need to make initially to fund the PI first, and then gradually when we move on to the different second or third PI, we will get to realize that okay, every time this PI cost is between 30 to 32, 30 to 30, 30K to 32K. So that's the cost we can define for the each of the PI. And as we said that in each of the PI, we may have or we will have all the expertise embedded within the team. So we don't need to go outside to get some advice like okay, oh, okay, network team, can you send the engineer? We have a network engineer within our team who can provide the support, right? We have an architect, who data architect who is embedded in our team, who will be defining our data model. So by doing this, we are trying to solve that what skills we needed. We are also building some we are also building some predictability. So when we go with a like value stream, we are funding the value stream, and that value stream goes to the different arts and the PIs. And the second thing was like invest by horizon. It's not something you are working currently, you are working on some product, and that product is generating some revenue. That doesn't mean that product will long last until next 2 years or 3 years. You need to change your investment style, you need to change your investment horizon. So that horizon we need to change frequently. And the third is that you fund the PI, fixed PI. You say that okay, 30K for one PI, 30K for the another PI. That doesn't mean it will long last. So by every PI or every one or two PI, you need to have a participatory budgeting meeting where all the teams come together, define the budget, and then adjust the LPM will adjust the budget. I will go to the next slide. Any
Uh,
question on the traditional budgeting and the
yeah.
lean budgeting?
Hi, Divyam. Gaurav this side. So,
Yeah,
before you move on, I have some questions. So, I just want to ask. So, on a normal ongoing project like work or value stream, work falls under which horizon?
yeah. So all your, yeah, that I'm going to cover in the next slide. But generally, it will cover in the horizon one when all your ongoing activity you are going to cover. But that I will cover in the next slide.
Okay. And other question is like when you say fund value stream, right? So we are
Yeah.
actually funding. Uh, are we actually funding PI or how to define first PI cost?
Yeah, so that as I said, that PI is something we will assume based on the historical data that okay, every PI cost is around 30K, 40K. Based on the historical data, by 3 month, we need this cost to be allocated to particular this teams of team, and first assume, and then later on try to be more close to the actual figure. That okay, these are the 65K is for the one PI or 30K is for the one PI. So that will come after the first assumption of the PI cost.
Okay. Okay. And other thing was like in you mentioned in participatory budgeting, like who all can participate. So I was just
Yeah,
wanted to
I
ask.
will cover in the later slide where all the team member, those who are architect, business architect, product owner, they all can involve, and final decision will be on LPM. They will adjust the budget accordingly.
Okay. Okay, Divyam. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will be moving to the next is a funding the value stream. That means let's say for the one PI, we have taken a two feature, and one feature got delayed around one iteration. That does not mean so this cost of the PI is fixed, but only the priority get changed. Business owner will see that okay, I want to invest more on the feature one so that I can get the more value, and I'm fine to go to the feature two to be in the next PI. So by doing this, ultimately fixed cost of the PI. So PI cost is not changing, but although business priority is changing, business owner is actively looking into it we are giving a more control to the business owner that okay, which feature you want to invest more. So that level of investment we are talking about here. Any question on this? Okay, I will
Sorry,
be
just
moving to
one.
the
Sorry, just one question. Sorry. So, are
yeah.
you saying this methodology is more concerned with the end value, not necessarily the requirements of the project? So it's
Yeah,
more
and
long term than short term, if you know what I mean.
yes, yeah, value stream is always long lived value stream. So that
Okay.
knowledge base is always long lived. And that's a agile, right? If you are not changing your direction, if you are not
Mm-hmm.
changing your business requirement or as per the market condition, then you will that it's you are not going to achieve the business agility. And that's
Mm.
why the main focus is on that iterative prioritization. Every day or every PI business owner, everyone is aware that where we are spending our money, on which
Mm-hmm.
feature we are spending.
Mm. But
Yeah,
wouldn't that at the end wouldn't that create some kind of conflict because long term may not necessarily align with the expectations of the actual project. Like the project is meant to do a specific role or job. But if you're looking at the finances more from a long term perspective, won't that cause some kind of
yeah,
confusion?
yeah. So no, yeah. To answer to your question is that what is the value stream? So there is a two type of value stream. One is the operational value stream. Let's say for the loan, if you are taking the loan from the bank, mortgage, you are taking a mortgage from the bank. There are a few couple of steps, like you apply, if the application is there, you eligibility check will be there from the bank side, bank will issue the loan, right? You get it in your account, right? So these are the operational value stream. They will not end, right? It will change by customer to customer, right?
Yeah.
Today
Mm-hmm.
it will change by customer to customer, but it will not change throughout any significant steps we are going to add in that operational value streams, right? So like all the banks, they are working on the loan mortgage issues, they are working on the interest payment. So those are the
Mm-hmm.
long lived, those are the long lived things, are it will be there. Only the
Okay.
system who is supporting that, it will be only change.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. I will move to the next, guiding the investment by the horizons. I will give you one example of the Microsoft, what Microsoft is doing. Let's say example of Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is there, PowerPoint is there, right? So it falls in the horizon one, because they are their current product, they are investing on that product, and they are right now getting the money. They are getting the return, or the return on the investment. So that falls in the Microsoft Word, PPT, all these products of the Microsoft that fall under the horizon one. Horizon two is something they want to do in the next 2 years. Like let's say Microsoft Azure cloud is there. They want to compete with the AWS. They want to compete with the GCP and Google Cloud, right? So they will make some strategy. They will formulate the strategy that okay, in next 2 years we need to invest, let's say 5 billion for the in the horizon two, so that we can compete for the future market conditions. So ultimately Microsoft Word, PPT, everything falls under the my Horizon 1, because it's an ongoing project, already implemented, getting the revenues. Horizon 2, Azure is already there, but we need to have some enhancement, so that we can compete with the different AWS, Google Cloud, or what all market competitors are there. And Horizon 3 is the Cortana. If you have heard the Cortana, it's a automated, your personalized assistance is a, you can say that Cortana is a product which can provide your personalized assistance, set your meetings, is all about the artificial intelligence, which they are thinking of beyond the 5 years, the future world. So that falls under the Horizon 3. So this way, we can, every portfolio, they should define where they want to invest their budget. Okay, for a Horizon 1, let's say out of 100K, we need to spend 20K on the Horizon 1, because it's ongoing stuff. It's getting the revenue for us, and we need to make sure that it's up and running, and so that the customer is getting the better user experience. So let's spend 20K over here. Horizon 2 is something we need to invest more, because it's a future strategies. If we are first in the market with more functionality, and then we will compete in the market with the different players. So let's spend 30K over here. And the horizon 3 is something around 30, remaining 40 or 50K on the artificial intelligence, which will be revenue, which will be generating revenue for us in a next 4 or 5 years. So these are the horizons every organization or the portfolio they need to maintain based on the portfolio. I have seen there few companies, they are only uh, budgeting their spend on the like actual what's ongoing stuff, and when they think about the future, they don't have money, they don't have that budget allocated with them. So this type of horizon, I think so we all are doing in our personal expenses as well. Like suppose someone is spending 500 pound on the groceries, 1100 on the rent. So these are the horizon which we are doing already in our personal life, right? So that's the horizon we need to make for the uh, lean budgeting for any of the initiatives. And third one is like participatory budgeting. We have
Divyam,
we have fund our PI as ultimately value stream, and we have done our budgeting by the horizons that we have done. But do you think that we may need to review it again and again after 1 or 2 PI? So what we are going to do is that rather than our business owners and the portfolio managers, they decide that okay, we need to spend more on the epic, on this particular epic, by endorsing the principle number 9. Safe principle number 9 is like decentralized decision making we need to do. uh, and to adhere that principle, what we do, we will form one panel of the team, like one is the architect, one is the product manager, or one of the development team members. We form one panel, and that panel get the inputs from the various sources. It can be like value stream budgets, then business context, portfolio epic, solution as cost estimates. So they are getting input from all these existing artifacts, and then they decide that okay, uh, for the epic one, which is a Microsoft Cortana, which is a AI stuff. Do you think that if we invest right now 50K, does that make sense? Does that make the Microsoft the front runner in the market if we invest more and if we get this done? So that type of analysis conclusion, LPM will get it from this such type of panel, participatory budgeting forums. And then all these inputs, so it's not only one panel or the one forum will be there. There will be around 6 to 7 forms, or the 6 to 7 panels are there, which they are working on it. They cites their reasoning that why we want to spend more on the epic 1 rather than epic 2. And then all the suggestions, all the feedback, it goes to the LPM. And then lean portfolio management, they ultimately decide that okay, we got these suggestions from the team, let's adjust the value stream funding over here, and then forecast for the next upcoming PI or the next upcoming quarters. So that's all about the gist of the lean budgeting. Mainly we covered 3 things, like funding the value stream rather than the projects, then guiding the horizon, guide the investment by the horizon, and then participatory budgeting to continuously monitor what we are investing, are we getting the value, and that value, does that making sense to the business to get the business to achieve the business agility. Guys, any questions on this?
We'd like to ask a question. What happened to unexpected change? Like, for instance, the coronavirus has affected a lot of business. What happened in case of unexpected change? What happened to the value stream budget?
Yes, that's why. Yeah, that's why. So in traditional project management or in traditional project budgeting, what happened ultimately? They decided that we are going to spend 100K on this initiative, but now Corona comes, everything that priority get changed, remote working get enabled. So those situations are getting changed, right? That's why we are talking about funding the value stream. When we fund the value stream, that means value stream has an art. Different agile release trains are there, and those agile release trains, they are working on the PI, program increment stuff. So program increment, usually its length is 8 to 10 week. So every 8 to 10 week we are revisiting our financial, revisiting our PI forecast in terms of budgeting, and then we can accommodate all those changes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes.
Apart from, other than the Horizon model, are there other models that are used?
Yeah, so typically what happened, like based on the priority, organizational priority, they use the different, like there is one more model is that where they define the time criticality against the investment. So that
Yeah.
curve, they usually we make the S curve or whatever we say, but ultimately we judge against the time, against the time against the priority or the investment.
Right.
So there are different types of this horizon mapping or the investment models are available.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Okay, then I think so. I will put down my email address in the chat window so that if you have any questions regarding lean budgeting, how to fund the value stream, any question in future, if you implement such type of practice across in your organization, let me know. I can help you if any questions. Yeah, on the horizon mapping, or if you want more examples, like in the simple Excel sheet format. That suppose I have 100K to implement Microsoft Azure, how I can make it as a, how I can make allocation to the value stream or the PI or the iteration level, how we can do it, so that I will explain you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, stop sharing my screen now and returning back to video.
Okay. Hello, Divyam. I think there's a question from Angela, but it's not so clear. If Angela can ask the
How do you
question.
make sure? Yeah, I'm reading that questions. How do you make sure you deliver completed work and you do not spend in half a project here and half a project there? Yeah, definitely. So that's why we have a business
Okay.
owner role, and those business owner embedded within the PI. So when we start some initiative, and we continuously, we have one WSJF technique is there, where we make sure that okay, we started developing something. If priority change, what does work? So if we pick up something new and start scratching the discovery phase, validating the stuff, or rather than what we started, if we deliver it, what value we are going to achieve. Yeah, so that continuous prioritization of the requirement, continuous prioritization of the investment funding uh, throughout the PI we used to do.
Thank you for answering. That's clearer now. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm putting my address over here in chat window so that if anyone want anything, then I can respond.
Okay. I think there's another question in there from Adesanya. Can you use FEMEA methodology?
Yeah, FEMA methodology we used to have, but in terms of this horizon mapping, I think so. Yes, these are the different techniques we. So when the scale agile lean budgeting we are talking about. So we don't stick to one methodology, like not only the horizon, but if we are going with the FEMA and then FEMIA, and if we are continuously revisiting our priority against our investment, I think so, yeah, we can use it.
Okay. Are there any more questions? I think if there are no more questions, we can end our session here, right?
Sure.
Sana, what do you think?
Okay then.
Okay. So
Yeah,
Divyam,
okay.
thank you very much for today's session on lean budgeting. We are very much grateful. We'll be having our next session on Thursday. Shelley will be taking us through some coaching series. So remember to join us on Thursday. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Divyam.
Thank you, Divyam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.